Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to give you a speech called Dream. We've been asked about what is your dream since we're in elementary school, and we've wrote a lot about our dreams and lots of articles. So I guess the term dream is familiar to all of you. And right now I'm going to tell you what is dream about in psychological perspective. Before we move on strictly into our topics, I'm going to tell you how dreams happen. Some of you might misunderstand that we begin dreaming right after we're falling asleep, and it lasts till the early morning, which makes you feel that you never close your eyes. Scientists separate our dream into two parts. The first one is called slow wave sleep, SWS, and the other one is called rapid eye movement sleep, REM sleep. And these two phases are defined by the electrical graphing, which show how our brain acts and how their activities are during we're sleeping. And during these two phases, there's there are certain distinguished areas. After about an hour going through the first period at SWS, we then go into the second period, REM sleep. And interestingly, during this period, we are in fact falling deeply asleep. However, our brain activity shows that we look like we're awake. However, we are actually falling deep sleep, and our muscles are unresponsive. And this period, due to this contradictive phenomena, this period is also called paradoxical sleep. And it is when we have vivid dream. And why I said vivid dream? Because dream actually occurs in the earlier stage, SWS sleep. And so what's the difference between these two phases? Well, the distinctive thing that dream occurred during the period of REM sleep is that they are characterized by imagery, visual imagery, whereas the dream occur in the previous phases, there are more of thinking. In other words, while we are falling deeply asleep, and we can dream of ourselves like we are the actor in our dream, and we can feel exactly like every motion, we can sense the smell, we can feel the motion of all the characters in our dream. So basically, people cannot memorize so much if they had a dream in the first stage of our sleep. But we can tell our friends that our horrible dream and like interesting or weird stuff if we had a dream during the last period called REM sleep. And the most smartest animals we've recognized so far is dolphin. I mean, besides human beings. And surprisingly, dolphins, they don't have REM sleep, which means dolphins, they don't dream. And it is so interesting because they're so smart, but they don't dream. And the reason why they don't have REM sleep because they are one of the mammal animals, which means they have to breathe. And because they live downstairs in the water, so they have to come upstairs to the surface of water and to breathe. So if they have REM sleep, which I mentioned before, we are falling deeply asleep and all of our muscles are unresponsive, they cannot, therefore, come upstairs to the surface of the water and breathe. So they will die because they can breathe. So that is really interesting. And the other interesting things about dream happen in human beings is that one of the most famous scientists called Kohler, he's the one who figured out the structure of benzene. And he found out because one day when he was dreaming, and there's a picture in his head, and there's a snake biting its own tail, and it looks like a circle. So he woke up excitedly and wrote down the structure of benzene as we see nowadays. It's like a circle, just like a snake biting its own tail. And there are still lots of interesting about the dream. And next time when you fall asleep, don't forget to stay longer in your dream and observe more. Maybe you can be the next Einstein in this century. I hope you enjoy my speech. Thank you.